Recently, the WWE have been showing signs of their future. NXT wrestlers have been coming onto main TV, getting spotlighted, getting wins, especially at Extreme Rules 2014, as the NXT wrestlers got their wins. I'm praising the WWE to continue this, continue going into the future, because every year we ask for something different. We ask for the new wrestlers, the mid card wrestlers to get showcased, to get pushed. And here we go. WWE keep this going. Now, we start off with the pre show match where El Torito defeated Hornswoggle. Well, this basically turned to be a 3-on-3 match, even though El Torito got the win. The match weren't bad. We got all these miniature tables, we got miniature ladders, it was entertaining. I thought this was going to be just a big mess, but it actually entertained me. And I think the highlight of this match was just to see 3MB get put in through tables, mini tables, but it was that we had mini ring announcer and mini commentators. What an entertaining pre-show. And it's a bit of a shame because pre-shows I kind of look down on because they're matches that either could be on the card or matches that we don't really care about. But this match was something different. I enjoyed it, entertaining, and now onto the card itself. The RVD, Jack Swag, and Cesaro match was a good opener to the actual card. It was a good pace match, it had good spots in, and you have Swagger get eliminated first because it was announced that this match was going to be elimination match, leaving with Rob Van Dam, the guy who should be here to put over wrestlers, and Cesaro. He gave Cesaro the win. The only thing that I felt was missing with a wrestler like Rob Van Dam, you expect there to be more weapon usage, probably ladder spots, because he takes things to the extreme. Or, well, he used to. Maybe he's not that guy anymore. But I felt that was missing. But other than that, Cesaro quickly reversing Rob Van Dam at the finish and using his finisher onto the trash can was a good finish. Cesaro picking up the win was good and expected. It leaves me wondering now, are they going to move Swagger away from Cesaro and have Cesaro go into a feud with Rob Van Dam? Because it's like I said, Rob Van Dam should be back to put over names. And if he's going to go into a feud with Cesaro, giving Cesaro some good spots, good matches, I'm all for it. The match Lana dedicated to the Russian president, Rusev defeating Xavier Woods and R-Truth was very predictable. The WWE or Rusev taking out Xavier Woods, I think is more of a WWE feeling on Xavier Woods. He's not a character that is going to really go anywhere. And then R-Truth left in the ring to have a small fight with Rusev before Rusev picks up the win. There's not really much to say about this apart from Rusev's first feud in the WWE is not really giving me much hope for a push for him. If the pay per view opened up with the Rusev match, yes, it would not be the best start to the pay per view whatsoever, but I'd be able to say from then on, the rest of the card was good. The matches that we were looking forward to, the matches that we expected to bring some quality to the actual card. Just like Wade Barrett, as predicted, he got the big reaction when he came out, almost a face-like feeling, and Biggie, which sadly the WWE may have had some hope for, maybe they still do, but for the Intercontinental Champion, it was given to Wade Barrett. I'm afraid I got some good news. Wade Barrett becoming Intercontinental Champion. Yes, he's still in a mid card role and he's been in the WWE for quite some time now. But with this gimmick, with this character, with this win, again, it's full praise for the WWE that they've done this. Go Wade Barrett, you're on the right path now, and I'm hoping the WWE don't drop the ball with the mid card Intercontinental Championship again. Wade Barrett could hopefully make that title mean something, But every time we want that, the WWE don't give us that for very long. Barrett had the crowd behind him, so the WWE could possibly turn him face. Because him as a heel, they've tried to keep him as a heel, but it's not working. If they do that, I'm not going to be surprised. It won't be a bad thing whatsoever, even though back in the day when he was in the Nexus, I preferred Barrett as a heel, but right now he's over as a face. He's the Intercontinental Champion. Barrett as a face Intercontinental Champion is not a bad thing. Evolution and the Shield not getting the main event was a surprise because with the story since Mania, with the names involved, with Evolution reuniting and in their first pay per view together, with the Shield, with the team they are, with the names they are, not getting into a main event against another big team from the Wyatts to Evolution, you'd expect or want them to have the speciality of the main event. But I will give my opinions on the actual main event later. Before the match, you have a backstage segment where Evolution are saying that they've got 31 world title wins together, which gives them the right to have an ego. Triple H finally admitting he's got an ego. And Triple H, come on, before the year is through, become another world champion. Yes, yes, yes. Most likely not going to happen, but if wishes were wishes, they say. And going to the match, yes, the Shield pick up the win. I had my money on Evolution because it's their first match together again at a pay per view. But with the news that the crowd must have picked up on, that Bautista is going to be taking some time out earlier than expected or earlier than planned. He was the one who ate the pin from Roman Reigns. What can I say about Roman Reigns? He was on fire. He's definitely shown that he is the beast of the group, the guy who is the unstoppable force. You've got Seth Rollins, who when Orton and Triple H took Rollins and Dean Ambrose to the audience, he did that dive off the top audience stand. Brilliant. There was just so much going on, and I really felt that this match, with the quality they were going, the both performance they delivered in this match, the time it got, everything about this match was just right. Yes, my prediction was wrong, but with the quality this came out with the performance both teams put on, forget about my prediction. Brilliant match. With the news that Batista's going to be leaving, maybe he'll be there on Raw to announce it or to him to get injured or whatever's going to happen. That's just a whole nother story. I'm hoping Evolution don't break up. I think Evolution have just recently reunited. They could do more with this feud against the Shield. But all I'll say is that I you felt when this match happened, how can the next matches beat this? Now for the match people had different predictions on. Everyone was hoping Bray Wyatt was finally going to get his win over John Cena, which he stupidly did not get at Mania. So when it came to this cage match at Extreme Rules, the crowd were definitely behind Bray Wyatt. Cena was getting the Cena sucks chance. Brilliant, loved it. As a Cena disliker, hater, that was brilliant. Music to my ears. And you had the Wyatt family guarding the outside of the cage. But the thing is, even though Bray Wyatt did get the win after hitting the Sister Abigail onto John Cena for the 1, 2, 3, the stuff that happened in the match was brilliant. You had John Cena using his strength to push the cage door open against the Wyatt family. You had Rowan grabbing John Cena on his shoulders and forcing him back to the ring. You had John Cena doing the AA to Bray Wyatt from the top rope. You had the finish was bad in my opinion. Even though I enjoyed the match, it had good spots in, the finish was questionable. You have John Cena, who's this close after taking out all three members of the Wyatt family. When that happened, you thought, Oh, for frick's sake, here we go. You've won at Mania, now you're about to win Extreme Rules. And all of a sudden, it did that when the lights go out. I'm thinking, there's another Wyatt family member. There's a new one. There's a new NXT wrestler, or possibly just a wrestler, coming into the Wyatt family. So instead of it being another wrestler to join the Wyatt family, it was one of the Wyatt family choir kids singing. And he had this robotic voice to sound creepy, which led to John Cena going into the Sister Abigail for Bray Wyatt to pick up the win by walking out the cage. So at first I thought, well, that's a stupid finish, but thanks to a promo, it kind of symbolised that the kid was one of John Cena's, or meant to represent the kids that support John Cena, or the kids that John Cena supports, either way, and Bray Wyatt's just taking him from John Cena. So maybe that saved the finish a little bit, but with it being 1-1 now, I'm hoping a third match happens where Bray Wyatt can either get a proper win over John Cena, or they just stick to the Wyatt family helping John Cena. Either way, I don't think it was a bad match. The finish was questionable, even though it made sense thanks to the promo. But again, the spots in this match helped to make the match good in my opinion. The WWE did not do enough for me to care about Tamina's part in the Divas Championship match. If she had a few more matches, a few more dominant runs before this match, maybe I'd care more. Maybe if there was some AJ involvement somehow. Yes, she's injured and she could have still played a part in this somehow to make it look like they're still building up a rematch between Paige and AJ. But no, all we get is screaming Paige. Paige, cut that out straight away because we don't want another screaming diva. The screaming part in the diva world just doesn't sound good whatsoever. But the win, brilliant. That's Paige defeat another diva. Don't say they are going to go through each diva, leaving Paige with no real opponents. Yes, the main event made sense because of the Extreme Rules stipulation, but after the quality and the story in the Shieldless Evolution, that's the thing that mattered, in my opinion. But this match turned out to be better than expected. You had Daniel Bryan pick up the win after a very brutal match. Steph, before the match, offered Bryan to surrender his championship, so he did not need to become Kane's bitch. But beforehand, in Team Hell No, didn't Kane play Daniel Bryan's bitch in some way? Because Daniel Bryan was the highlighted one in that tag team. But this match, again, it was the spots during the match that made the match good in my opinion. You had announce table spots, you had backstage spots, which in wrestling, in the WWE, it's something I crave for. I love when wrestlers go backstage. Used to fight out in the outside arena. But we had that, we had a car being used as a weapon. Daniel Bryan forklifting Kane to the ring after getting a wrench to the face. Brilliant. Daniel Bryan doing a diving headbutt from the top of the forklift. And you had a table set on fire, which was showing the old styled Kane. Kane actually going through it and quickly extinguished out. Daniel Bryan using a kendo the WWE using kendo sticks or steel chairs as weapons now. I'm glad that the table came in. I'm glad the backstage segment came in. But come on, cut out on the kendo sticks. But then Kane gets knee to the head, which puts Kane down. But Daniel Bryan was still able to walk after the match, and Kane was able to stand up after the match. So what did the finish actually achieve? In an Extreme Rules match, you expect none of them to be left standing or just barely standing, but both of them seemed fine. So it looks like this feud is going to continue, which makes sense. Payback, and the fact is we're not at SummerSlam where Daniel Bryan's next bigger feud is expected to happen. So minus the finish where they both look fine, the match was full of great spots. It was played extremely brutal. I loved it. The match itself wasn't bad. It was a bit like the Bray Wyatt match. The finish is questionable. But overall, Extreme Rules 2014 weren't a bad pay-per-view. I went into this with some matches I was looking forward to, and I'm leaving it quite satisfied with the pay-per-view as a whole. But people, please share your thoughts on Extreme Rules 2014, and we'll tune into Raw, where we're going to see Adam Rose, eventually Bo Dallas. This is definitely the rise of NXT. Daniel Bryan's continuing this year, it being about him. Kane's still a monster, continuing. Barrett's the IC champion. We have Bray Wyatt win over John Cena. Paige retaining her championship. Cesaro pick up the win. I cannot forget that. The King of Swing, the King of Extreme. But share your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll see you at Raw.